Episode 12, RaceNuts Podcast. Dan, as you would say to me, mate, what's happening?
What's happening is I've spent all week on night shift, and and on the rare times that I did allot myself to sleep, I've been putting together this brand new desk, so I don't have to do this podcast in my lounge room with the laptop sitting on like a little table. So what's going on is I am very sleepy. I've made some poor life decisions that have led me to this point.
That have led you to doing the night shift?
Yeah, the poor decision was picking up the phone and when he said, "Oh, you really need to do a little bit of night shift for me?" I went, "Yeah, no worries, but I'll do a couple of hours, fill in." 6 to 6 plus handover.
But we're here. We're here. That's what matters. Did you happen to catch the Indy 500 since you were doing night shifts?
No. I was considering it, and I was like, "Do it. I'm making bank here. I might as well do it. I'll get Stan Sports." And then I looked at the price of it. Going, man, I'm not paying that much to watch one race.
No,
and not even watch it. It would have been in my ear because it was on at 4 a.m. So I just would have had an ear pod in.
Yeah.
Listening to it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Just find the highlight package on YouTube or something and go from there.
I don't even watch the highlight. That's how far behind I am with it. We probably should have watched the highlight for it.
There's a lot that we should have done. There's a lot.
Anyway, I know Scotty didn't win. I know Scotty. I think he led most laps starting on pole, but he dropped to 6 or something with a quarter of the race to go.
Oh, well, you know more than I do about it.
I know Joseph Newgarden took the lead off, what's the name of the Mexican bloke who drives from McLaren?
Eduardo.
No.
Pato?
Pato Award.
Yeah?
Pato Award was literally leading for the last 2 laps, and then I think it might have been the second last corner. Newgarden got a run on him and took him around the outside and just ran away for the last quarter mile.
It makes him... Obviously, he won Indy last year as well, because I'm pretty sure it's back-to-back. Yeah, so he obviously knows how to win. He must have... I would like to think that he planned that. I mean, he probably didn't enter the race and not plan to win.
I think Marcus Ericsson crashed in the first 400 metres.
Damn. So someone who did not watch the race, mate, you sure know what's happening.
I've seen enough of it, but I haven't sat down and watched it.
Yeah. Alright. Well, one part of the second part of the Triple Crown was also happening that weekend, the Monaco Grand Prix. And so...
Did you catch much of this?
I caught nothing. I didn't really care for it. I caught that Oscar did well, and that was it. Yeah. So...
I had it in my ear.
Yeah.
The whole 3 hours, so...
Damn.
I got the notes here. I'll start a bit of a rundown. So, nothing really a note for practice. Couple of offs. I think the biggest incident might have been. I think Valtteri tapped the wall.
Yeah. Well, a quick question: can you even go off in Monaco, given it's a street track?
You can try.
Can you go off, or can you just ping pong?
No, there's runoffs.
Not sure about that.
And then there's you can always become airborne. That's always a risk. Yeah. Just coming out of the tunnel and not dropping down the hill, just staying at that flight level into the arena.
Do you know how someone put a Bugatti Chiron on their fucking yacht?
Yeah.
Someone gets a fucking F1 Mercedes or some shit on their yacht because it goes airborne.
Well,
that would be a flex.
Did you see the boat crash?
Did I? No. I think I heard a lot, but I don't think I saw it.
You know, those like little dinghy sort of boats that they use as a shuttle between the actual yachts. If they
yeah.
Yeah, someone was like scooting down there and they gassed it up. How the fuck you lose control of a boat? Don't ask me. But like full gassed it up, ping-ponged off a yacht, ping-ponged off another yacht next to it, and launched itself onto the jetty.
I did see that actually, yes. And I don't know, you're right, I don't know how he managed to do that, let alone like just around so many expensive boats and yachts and...
Oh, it would have been a hefty bill.
Oh, can imagine. And they would have to like probably keep them docked there to get them repaired, or go to a shipyard nearby. But yeah.
Speaking of Monaco, because there's not a lot going on, I thought I'd bring this up. There's actually a story I read in Kimi Raikkonen's book. Just called Kimi, because it's Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah.
So I think it might have been Formula 3000, so sort of what we would call Formula 3 now. And Kimi had... it was his first time racing there, and during practice, he had... This is when they still ran... what's it? Might have not been Kimi. Might have been someone else. I feel certain it was Kimi.
Are you committed now? Just say it's Kimi, mate.
I'm going to say it's Kimi, but I've got a feeling it might be someone. Anyway, they had hay bales as makeshift chicanes for the Formula 3000.
Yeah.
And during practice of qualifying, Kimi had locked up and just gone straight through one. No dramas. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's Kimi now. Just gone straight through it, no worries. Just, okay, it is what it is. Go back to the line, pull the straw and shit out of the car and keep going. So come to the race, Kimi's running away with it. Had a solid lead, it's sopping wet.
Yeah.
And Kimi outbrakes himself coming into the chicane. Thinks no problem. I'll just instead of blocking up and flat spin the tyres, I'll go straight on through the hay bales. They're a lot fucking heavier when they're full of water. Wrote the car off.
Fuck. That would be a hard hit. A wet hay bale.
Yeah.
That would put me out of commission for a while. Like, I've hit a water barrier before in a rental go-kart when my brakes failed. Brakes failed on me. No, I wasn't even spun. My back tyre came off, so I just lost all control, and, like, it did start a mild spin, but hitting that fucking hurt, let alone a wet hay bale.
It's wild how many... We've done enough rent-a-karting that we've all had, like, a mechanical failure. You've had a rear tyre come off. I've had a front one come off.
Adam has had a front tyre in his lap. Well, he's gone and done a lap, and the marshals were like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "It's in my lap." So, yeah. I think in the world of rental karting, between the three of us, we've experienced every kind of failure you can have.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt. But, we'll keep this to the Monaco Grand Prix.
We'll move on to qualifying. Get nothing crazy. A couple impediments, blah, blah, blah. Max Verstappen not on pole. Qualified 6th, I believe. So, on the front row, we got Charles Leclerc, local boy. Oscar Piastri qualified 2nd and kept it this week.
Good lad.
Behind him, Carlos Sainz and Oscar's teammate, Lando Norris. Then I think it was Russell, then Verstappen, Hamilton, off the top of your head. But
that sounds about generally a pretty kind of expected top 10.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. It was right. Russell, Verstappen, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Albon, Gasly, Ocon, Ricciardo, and 12. Lance Stroll, I think this is only the 3rd time in Lance's whole career that he's out-qualified a teammate. Some credit for that. I'm going to be hearing about that. So Lance
on your Lancey.
Ahead of Fernando Alonso. Sargent, all the way up to 15th. Big story, Perez did not make a Q3 and qualified... Well, initially he qualified 18th. In front of the Saubers of Juan Zhou... in front of the Saubers of Valtteri Bottas and Juan Zhou.
Mm-hmm.
But he was elevated to 16th when both Hasses were disqualified for having a wing that opened too much.
Yeah.
But they were permitted to... where this would normally be a pit lane start because of Parfumé, they were permitted to actually take the start, which would become a fucking horrible idea. So... The notes for my first lap are a paragraph, and they all are happening at the same time, so...
Okay, so just bear with you a bit.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the front here. With lights out, Leclerc gets away. covers Oscar. He's gone. Oscar and Carlos tangle up the hill and have a bit of contact. This gives Carlos a puncher. And then Carlos pretty much just misses his braking and goes off at the casino into the runoff. No, it doesn't do anything, just goes into the runoff because he can't pull up the car. At the same time, third down, as we're coming into the hill, Esteban Ocon tries for some reason to shoot up the inside of his teammate Pierre Gasly.
Do you mean rip up his contract, in other words?
Pretty much. They have front tire to rear tire contact, which launches Esteban Ocon. A lot of damage to Pierre Gasly's car. Esteban would be forced to retire from that point. Which, it's all silly because about 2.5 seconds after it happened, red flag. And everyone thinks, there must be something really wrong with Carlos's car if he can't get it into a safe position. And Monaco's pretty good with it because they've got all the cranes and some of the best marshals, so there should be no issue about it.
Yeah.
That's when the camera cuts to a destroyed Red Bull and 2 destroyed Hasses. Up the back of the field, Perez has had a shit-out start. Was falling behind the Hasses, despite starting in front of them. He's trying to cover off from Kevin Magnussen. He's sort of holding the racing line, which if you can feel the track sort of snakes up, so holding the racing line is just pretty much holding it straight. Magnussen's trying to sneak up the inside, doesn't have the room. The wall's coming in. Perez doesn't give him the space, but also Magnussen doesn't back out. The two come together. Perez gets spun into the wall. And then in the chaos of it all, Hulkenberg thinks he can shoot past them both to get away from the accident. And then just gets clipped by the crashing Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
And it's just a 3-on-1 brawl.
Yeah.
The only one that didn't get past was one Zhou, which is the only reason that saved Carlos's race. So Carlos, if Zhou had made it to the first timing loop at the top of the hill, they would have started the restart in that order. But because he stopped not to go through all the carbon fibre, he didn't make that timing loop. When they came to the restart, a now somewhat repaired Carlos could take the start in his original position.
Yeah.
So that's left 4 cars out: Esteban Ocon, Sergio Perez, and the both Hasses of Nico Hulkenberg and Kevin Magnussen. Second start, pretty much the same as the first one with no crashes. One big part about this, because of the red flag rules, pretty much everyone in the top 10 started on mediums. So they could switch to hards and complete their mandatory 2 compound scenario without having a pit stop.
Yeah.
Where everyone else had started on mediums. Everyone outside the top 10 except for Max and Lewis had started on mediums.
Yeah.
So they would all started on hard, so they would all have to stop at some point to make the end of the race. And couldn't just switch to, they had to run 2 compounds. So
yeah.
Let's see where we're at. So yeah, same for the race start. All sweet, everyone gets away. Piastri holds it in second, and pretty much what we see for the rest of the races, pretty much the top 10 being within probably about 2 seconds of each car. Charles is deliberately not pushing the tyre to make it extend. He's also trying to hold back the gap because he doesn't want the pit stop gap for Piastri to open behind Carlos and between Carlos and George Russell.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how the rest of the strategy race goes. Of just
run to the end.
Yeah, Leclerc opens it up near the end.
Yeah.
Just to build a bit of a gap. By that point, any opportunity of stopping to get a tyre advantage was over.
Yeah.
We later found out from McLaren that apparently the damage that Oscar had suffered in the same crash with Carlos had cost him about half a second, a lap and lap time. So when Charles opened it up, he had nothing. Not to say he was in a much position to have a dive anyway, but had nothing to fight with.
Yeah.
Lap 50, Lance Stroll hits the wall.
Yeah.
And this is just after, so he literally just came in for a pit stop, comes out, does 2 laps, hits the wall, gets a puncher. Lap 51, Valtteri overtakes Logan Sargent for 16th. Lap 57, Lance on brand new softs takes both Wanzhou and Sargent in the first same couple of corners. And that's really the only thing that's noteworthy. Lap 76, Charles Leclerc, the Monegasque wins.
And
finally.
Now, I'll pull it up before I keep talking. Just keep killing a bit of time here for half a second. On Google Maps now, someone has put in, where is it? Where Charles Leclerc dived into the harbour. The marina, sorry. Not the harbour. God damn, Monaco's a small country, bro. Shit.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's somewhere here. But yeah, if you go into the maps, you'll find that someone put like a historic marker of where he dived in. Might be. No. Yeah, I'm not too sure where it is, but I know it's there somewhere. I've seen it, and like people have been like, "Oh yeah, it's real," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool." But tell you what, that's a bloody just looking at Monaco on a map as a whole.
It's tiny.
It is very tiny, and to fit all these boats into the marina, that's a good effort. That's a bloody good effort.
Well, there's a lot of discussion about should it stay, should it go. I reckon keep it. It's such a unique thing. Might as well just keep it.
Yeah, just get through it. Just once a year. It's
I don't mind it.
No, and the rich get to have a rich off, so
yeah,
let them flex.
Like every other Grand Prix.
For
a couple final thoughts. So, the CEO of Alpine, the company overall, including the team, was straight on the straight being interviewed by French television not long after the Alpine crash. Now,
yep.
I've listened to a couple of things. A lot of people said that what he said in French doesn't necessarily translate well to English.
Yeah.
But he was saying stuff along the lines of punishments will be handed out and Esteban's future is not certain.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have to do that.
No. And it's not the first time he's done it either. Melbourne 2023, that last lap, same thing again. Him and would have been Alonso then, wouldn't it? No, Alonso was it? Yeah, it was him and what was that Alpine before Piastri went there? Before Gasly.
I don't know. There's my answer. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, they came together.
Yeah. No,
it might have been Gasly actually. More think about it.
Was it? I think it's right that Esteban Ocon also dictated the 21 championship with his crash. Was that Ocon?
No, that was Latifi.
Latifi.
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah. Chestnut.
Yeah.
I'm just having a more. Ocon cost Max a win in 2019 when he at Brazil. Max was leading, not even under pressure. And then he lapped Ocon, and then Ocon went to try and unlap himself, tangled with Verstappen and spun him out, costing him the lead. With 10 laps to go.
Why the fuck not?
Then they almost had a punch on in the FIA weigh station.
Oh shit! All right. So that wraps up Monaco. Let's say.
Yep. No final thoughts.
Nah, not really. It's Monaco. Let Monaco. Only thing that I can think of, it's the first time in this whole year that I haven't seen a single video or clip of Max Verstappen doing a bloody a race during the middle of the night before the Grand Prix. So
that was wild. I think we didn't even bring that up last episode of him doing, was it 24 Hours of Le Mans?
Nürburgring.
Nürburgring.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing a couple
trailer.
stints. Yeah, he was doing a couple of bloody stints. So
apparently, he's got to set up. Helmut Marko is telling people that he's got to set up in his private jet, which he had to come out and say, no, Helmut's mistaken. He goes, I've got to set up that I keep in my private jet that I organise to have it taken to my hotel rooms, because I don't go back to my private jet between sessions to play iRacing. I have it with me.
That's insane though, like saying to having like a technician with you to just go, hey, can you just set this up?
Yeah.
Please. And yeah, well, he might set it up. I might be wrong there. He may very well set it up himself because he does seem pretty down to earth.
I feel like once you do it once, you're sweet. But like I think we talked about it once before, if I was ever willing to spend the money. And like, you know me, like if I went to upgrade my standard Logitech PlayStation system now,
yeah,
and go the full PC, direct wheel, etc.
The whole shebang, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck around with it. I'd rather just go to to Thomas Randall's mob, Dream Sim Racing. Be like, hey guys, no, it's your thing, but what will it cost you for you guys to buy everything that I'm 100% gonna need, and just to come to my house and just set it up for the first time so it all fucking works.
Yeah, and you just sit with them, watch them set it up, maybe help them a little bit just to get an understanding.
Like once it gets going, troubleshooting won't be an issue, but it's more like try and troubleshoot when you're not sure what is or isn't working.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason why I've never brought it like a gaming PC. Like, I know heaps of people that do, and it's like, I know it's not a big drama when they do begin to fuck up, but I don't want to deal with that. I just want to come home from work and turn the cunt on.
Yeah. Fucking oath. And yeah, you might have to fire up certain programs and shit. It's just, yeah, you want, the beauty about a console is you just fire it up and it works straight away. And if something goes wrong, you do it once console, and
it crashes, and then you just restart the game and it doesn't do it again.
Yeah. Or it does keep doing it and then you get shitty at it and then...
I've never really had a game where it constantly crashes. I've had one that's like every now and then it'll crash, but not like consistently, reliably, this will crash the game.
Talking about games though, just to keep us fucking moving. I'm still yet to, like, I was watching a clip of some bloke on TikTok. He was playing the F124, I believe. That might be right. He was playing, I'm pretty sure it's the latest F1. And like he set a bloody lap record on Monaco, given the race week that it is. He was bloody hoofing, but when he was turning in the game, it looked very juddery in a sense. I don't know how to, like, it looked like, it didn't look, it might have been his driving style, but like the way the game looked, it didn't look smoothed out or anything. And like a lot of people were like saying, what the hell's this handling? Yeah. And like to that I kind of say, what is it? Has someone directly compared it from an actual F1 car? Like, has Max Verstappen sat in an F1 car, gone and done a lap?
It's not just that, like, the videos I've seen have been like, the car, like, the main video I was watching was from, I can't remember his name, Oli something. He was one of the Mercedes E-Race.
Esports, part of the Esports team, yeah.
And he was saying, like, he was just doing laps of Silverstone. He was like, you turn into cops, and it's nosy, and then so you got nosy as in you got all the front, like, you're getting oversteer, so it's turning in too much.
Yeah.
Then you get to the mid corner, and it's understeer, so it's sliding out. And then you begin to counteract for the understeer, and then suddenly it's oversteer again, and it begins to go the other way. So it's like the car characteristics change through the corner.
Dramatically, yeah.
And then I was watching him trying to make it to Beckett's, and he's like, normally you would roll through the first part of Beckett's and then hold it flat for the second half.
Yep.
And you can't do that because the car is so inconsistent between the corners that
you
can't take it normally.
It's corner to corner that you're kind of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and look, the fact that it's already on discount says a lot.
Yeah, when did it come out? It would only come out 2 months ago or something.
Last Friday. I was saying, like, I saw someone posting, like, how bad it is, like, one of the pre-release versions.
Yeah.
And there was someone in the comments defending, going like, it's not even released yet, mate. It's an early build, and I'm like, dude, it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
The pre-order comes out tomorrow, and it looks like this.
Yeah, that's rough.
And they still haven't. The big carrot they hanged over everyone's head was like, oh, we're updating some of the tracks. I was like, okay, sweet. Can you update Australia? Because Australia was if you look at the Australia in the game now.
Yeah.
And then I think I did this a few months ago. You have to go back to 2015 to see Australia in that setup. In terms of obviously the track's been updated, but the grandstands.
Yeah. Okay.
There's so many grandstands are even missing because they weren't there in 2015. Like look at the final corner just has the grandstand on the straight and the grandstand in the corner. It doesn't have the grandstand
the full around. Yeah, that's how it S's around that whole thing.
Yeah, and how the main straight now is pretty much all grandstand. It's just one grandstand and then nothing.
Yeah, just
even Brabham's too small, and Brabham doesn't have the corporate boxes on top.
Yeah, I mean those small details are what counts for immersion.
Yeah. It counts for immersion, and you're paying $100 a year for basically the same game with new liveries. Surely, I think where they lost a lot of people is when they brought in this stupid F1 world, isn't it?
I wouldn't know. I haven't touched the game since COVID.
Yeah, I think in the 22 game they brought in F1 world, which is it's a house, and it's oh cool, you have a house, and you have a place to put your trophies and shit. No, it's just you can buy all these brands like Adidas, they put their clothes in the game. And you get to buy that for pit lane points.
So it's sponsorship shit.
It's just sponsorship shit. And you have this little house, but you can only buy certain things for it. And you can't do anything with the house.
Yeah.
It's just a place where you get your character. And then either your friends who play the game, or if you're like me, you don't have that many people that have the 23 game. It'll just be random people. Random other players. And you're like, I don't want to look at this. I just want to play the fucking game.
Yeah, I just want to negotiate my contract deal for $20 million because I'm a 5-time world champion.
Well, the fact that most people, including me, are so keen for the F1 manager game, especially now that there's going to be a my team to it as well, so you can make your own.
Oh, okay, team. Yeah.
So
well, your review on the last one was from the small conversations we had about it. I never got around it personally, but. The bee's knees. I love out of the gate, they fucking had a good idea of what they wanted to achieve.
Yeah, and I did 3 seasons on the first one, 2022.
Yeah.
23, I've only done a season a bit, only because I've been so busy. I haven't had the time to sit down and because I don't like to fast forward. I like to sit there and do everything. I'll watch the whole race. At real time speed, unless we've had a double DNF or some shit. In that case, I might speed it up.
Yeah, just get a wiggle on.
But I like doing it properly. So that's the only reason why I haven't played more of it this year, because I just haven't had the time.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely buying the new one. It's only $50 too. They only just announced a pre-order, $50 for the whole game.
Oh fuck, that's alright.
Yeah, and Brabham's coming back. I'm going to remake
Get
Brabham. Get doing in there. Mate, we'll see how much Ricardo's costing back then. We might be able to swing him.
An old Aussie lineup. Might as well while you're there. Alright.
We'll jump into the news.
Yeah.
Sorry? No, we won't.
No? Oh.
Now, you're going to have to bear with me here, mate.
I just want everyone. Dan gave me a bit of a warning about this, and he only wrote the word in the podcast notes that we've got. And I just want everyone to know I'm not associated with this yet.
No, you're just going to bear with me with this. And this is nothing I've done. This is something I've found. In fact, I actually did send you a couple of these, and then I had the thought of, actually, no, it would be a lot funnier to send you these on the or to show you this on the podcast.
Well, lucky when you send me stuff. If it's a TikTok, if you send me stuff, I don't look at it anyway.
I sent it to you on Instagram, so I'm gonna give the page a shout out.
I haven't been on Instagram in so long.
Where's the page name? So the page is its name is supercum with two M's underscore. Now this is an individual who has spent their time selectively editing, or not even selectively editing, just selectively chopping supercar clips. So I'm just gonna pull it up now if I can get it to work. So I'm just going to show you a couple of clips, Ash, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful of, because mentally you start to begin a commitment process of, okay, I've got a little bit of load, I can feel it in the palms of my hands and in the seat of my pants, and then all of a sudden everything disconnects, and it happens like that. It's a snap, and that's when you can get yourself in damage.
Jamie had no idea. He had no idea that Will was coming. Will knew he was coming but couldn't control it. Jamie had no idea. He had no tyres, and the harder that Jamie Whincup can make David Reynolds on his tyres, and the harder that Jamie Whincup can make...
Brown is the one I'm interested in. Look at Brown. He's coming like a steam train. Brown is the one I'm interested in. Look at Brown.
So he is selectively gone out of his way to clip these, like, 4 or 5 words mid-sentence.
That's only a small segment of his selections. He has a lot. He's spent a lot of time going through all this. So that was that's why I wrote Super Cum in the chat.
Yeah. Well, maybe we make that a segment, the Super Cum segment.
I think it would go for too long. Like, if I go to his page, I'm gonna try and turn that down. That wasn't too loud when I played it, was it?
That was hearable. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Okay. But
Alright.
Yeah, it just he's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was definitely a finesse to getting those clips, like, and then hunting him. Imagine him. Alright, so the race is on live tally. And you yourself, you're writing down notes for our podcast or something. You're like, lap 85, terrible pit stop.
Yeah, this
tyre came flying off. Old mate is writing down, like, laps to find for commentary because he heard someone say, this will be hard or something. There's a difference in content creation there for sure.
Oh yeah, no, he's also skirting the boards of what is copyright. So we're ready to jump in the news.
Yep, I believe you have the first article lined up for us.
Yep. FIA President Ben Zoom advises Mario Andretti to buy another team. Basically, this is coming out from an interview over the Monaco weekend where so basically what happened earlier was the FIA, which is the governing body, assessed Andretti's bid and went, you can join. You know, you've actually got your ducks in a row. You look like you're committed. You're not just a rich energy type brand who's saying they're going to do it for the publicity.
Yeah.
You got a manufacturer lined up in Cadillac with GM backing, so etc. You're all sweet, and then Formula One FOM, which is the owning rights of Formula One, such as from Liberty Media, said no. So that's been the back and forth of it going back and forth, and there's even been arguments with the US Congress getting involved, saying, well, this is against anti-dilution laws here in the United States, etc. And being Liberty Media is an American company,
okay,
somewhat sanctioned to that. Anyway, so basically over an interview, they've he's changed his stance with it now. It's basically making an argument of, we want quantity, not quality. We want quality, not quantity, and we think it's better to have 10 strong teams than 8 strong teams and 2 struggling. And pretty much just kept saying to Andretti directly, buy another team. We're not going to let you in. Just buy another team. So that kind of sucks. Andretti says he's still going to keep fighting, and also because Andretti's been the one that brought it to the US government, saying, "Hey, look, I'm getting fucked over here."
Yeah.
So we'll wait to see what happens with that. I hope he gets his entry, but it's not looking too confident.
I hope he does, but having said that, it's kind of like, how much do you keep fighting for a sport that doesn't want you there?
I think at this point, it's just it would be a sheer
spite.
Spite, yeah. Because I'll do that. I'd 100% do that.
You have too much energy for the world. Alright, so from the US, I'm going to take us across to South Australia where we have a couple of things happening. Yeah. So, for the Adelaide 500 at the end of the year, they're dropping in a speedway, which is really cool, just in the supercars precinct, like amongst all the parklands and all that are there. And they've hosted events like this before, I believe. Not necessarily a speedway, but like monster trucks and just... They've got the parklands to host that kind of thing, that sideshow action. I don't know.
My understanding there's a couple of ovals there. One will be there, one will be put aside for the concerts.
Yeah, one for the concerts, one for the speedway, which they'd probably have to start building soon to like get the clay and the dirt and all that ready.
I think the clay and the dirt will just be alongside, and as you know, Ash, off camera, they can get that kind of dirt in quickly.
Yeah. Well, you see them do it for bloody NASCAR races and stuff. You see the time lapses takes them 2 days, 3 days to build a track.
Yeah,
and they're good.
And sprint cars they're not that big of a circuit anyway. So they won't need too much.
No. But an American Star, this Speed Cafe article written by, I don't know, who wrote this article? By Andrew Van Leeuwen. Oh, AVL. Hopefully he's going alright. So fucking hell, if I could speak that'd be nice. James McFadden is the first confirmed entry for the Napa Speedway. So Napa is a huge sponsor for all things Speedway as far as I can tell. And yeah, it's got a couple quotes here in the article. It's fantastic that sprint cars are going to be a part of the Velo Adelaide 500 with their own event. For us to showcase what we do on a stage as big as this is going to be fantastic. What else have we got here? So it's really just filled this article with quotes from him. This will be such a unique spectacle and incredible moment for all Australian Speedway fans. So James McFadden is looking forward to it. I do believe I also saw that Cam Waters was deciding to double up that weekend. Does he jump in a sprint car too?
I reckon he'll do it.
I reckon he will. Just full commit to it, you know, if it doesn't fuck up his supercars, like debriefs and all this and that. But I mean, he's already there. He already owns a sprint car. I'm more than certain he's like got all his, as he said before, ducks in a row to be able to do it. But we also have a news coming out from the Bend, and they are going to be kicking off a new endurance race. So this article that I have got is from V8 Sleuth, and they are looking at has been announced as the 777 Endurance Crown. So they're planning to double that as the final round of the SA Motor Racing Championship. It's going to be held, it's the weekend after the Adelaide 500, so late November. And it's going to be a 4-hour race on the Bend 7.77 kilometre GT layout. So hence the name, because that's the length of the track.
That's the same. So that's the rumour they're going to use for the new Bend. I'm assuming it's going to be the Bend 500.
Yeah.
So I can't see them doing they won't do 1,000. So unless they plan to do a twin 250 like they used to do with
Newcastle,
Gold Coast.
Oh, okay. Yep. So they're looking at having multiple categories in it: production cars, production sports, tin tops, BMW E30s, Porsches, Circuit XLs, and Nissan Pulsars. So, yeah, here's a quote from Brooke, which I'm not too sure who that is. Someone associated with the track, I imagine. We've designed this event in order for competitors from all over Australia to enjoy this magnificent racetrack. We don't want to see anyone miss that opportunity owing to a minor mechanical fault or incident that can be resolved. So, yeah, they've really designed the event with the competitors in mind and fans. So that's really good.
Wow, that's good, mate. So we'll move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next one on we got on the list is Tickford seeking green light for standardised steering rack. So Tickford Racing has been developing a new steering rack. All the previous ones have been standardised item from Sports Tech, is the name of the company.
Yeah.
Also, they've had some issues with it. A few months ago, Supercars gave them the green light to start running this new steering rack as part of development, and now they're seeking to make that a standardised product across the whole category. Triple Eight recently ran it during a test day as well, and they seem to be happy with it. So, ideally, Tickford said this is a lot cheaper than the old Sports Tech product and is more durable and more sort of built for the style of racing that Supercars does.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And our final story is Supercars calendar update. More races in 25 with the overseas expansion delayed to 26. So this is on the back of the financial report coming out from the last 12 months from Supercars and their the company that owns Supercars, which is I think it's Australian Racing Group, something like that. Basically, they are planning to have at least 2 more rounds next year.
Yeah.
With, by the looks of it, Bathurst, the 500's gone.
Yeah.
And it'll be they're looking at a season opener at Queensland Raceway. So that's one more extra race there. And then probably Winton's got to be pretty high on the list too. And then add in the Bend coming back, so that's free. One replace the Bend swapping back out for the 500 for Bathurst, and then Queensland Raceway looking to be short up, and maybe Winton.
Yeah.
They're still planning to expand beyond Australian and New Zealand, but they've pushed that back to at least 2026.
Yeah.
Any hopes of being on the Singapore or Qatar Grand Prix undercards?
Yeah.
No talk on the double header in New Zealand. The big problem there being is the only other racetrack that's sort of Supercars ready is only a 2.5 hour drive away from Taupo.
Yeah.
Still recording. So I just had a phone call. Something I don't like about Apple is when something happens on your phone, it comes across to the laptop. So pretty much that's about it. That they're looking at extending at least 2 more rounds plus a swap out for the Bathurst 400 back to the Bend, with the season kicking off at Queensland Raceway, which will probably be very early because the Australian Grand Prix forward schedule with the Formula 1 calendar. So that the Grand Prix to be the opening round, that's going to have to be a very early February run.
Yeah. Yeah. They'd have to, because if they're spacing it the way they have been this year at least,
Slow light. We'll move on to the silly season. So, first up, we have a confirmation I'll switch them around back. First up, we've got a confirmation that Cam Ward is off the market for the silly season.
Yep.
He says he will be in Supercars next year, and that will be with Tickford. He's got no plans of going anywhere else, United States or another Supercar team, so he's taking himself off the market.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 driver rumours and speculation, which I'll leave with you.
Okay, so we'll start it. We'll just quickly pop back to F1. Perez closing in on a Red Bull F1 contract expansion. So, everyone's been a lot of chatter about him not doing too much. In the way of earning his contract, and everyone's like, oh yeah, get Lawson into one of the lower car, like AlphaTauris, and then bump one of the other boys up, whoever it may be, or get Lawson straight into a Red Bull, whatever. But, there's rumour going around that Perez is going to close up on a deal. So, good luck to him. We'll see the results of that within, 4 months or something, I guess. Probably a little sooner, because you'd want to secure your drive now, I imagine. But coming back to Supercars, we've got Davison planning to drive in 2025.
That's good.
Yep,
right,
that is good.
Is he planning to stay? It look like he's planning to try and stay with JJR, or is he looking? So it's looking up those with Kai Allen, and then it's not exactly been a secret that JJR's hunting Kostecki. It looks like his options there might be a bit short.
Well, reading from this V8 Sleuth article, who has managed to get quotes, which I don't know how these guys just seem to put quotes out their ass from all these drivers.
Something about being professionals and actually going to the races.
Yeah. So he just wants to make sure he's competitive, and he still wants to be with DJR. But, as you just said, there's many people hunting that seat, but, as long as he gets a spot in a Mustang, I don't imagine he'll be too fussed. He says he's still hungry for it. He gets nervous, frustrated, so he goes through the motions. But yeah, good luck to them both, Perez and Davison, getting it on. Hopefully they both can pull up a decent deal for themselves.
Yeah. So, final part of our silly season seat area sort of thing, a little bit different because, Australia and our unique way of doing things here. We've got the seats for the Enduros, for the Sandown 500 Bathurst 1000. Team 18 has confirmed their lineup. Warren Luff is again on loan from Walkinshaw and Andretti to pilot the number 20 with David Reynolds.
Yeah.
So Luff's really good co-pilot, really good set of hands. So that'll be a strong lineup between Luff, who's been on he's been on the podium more than anyone else that hasn't won.
Yeah.
David Reynolds, 2017 winner, 2018 pole winner, and probably would have won that race if he didn't have a what's the word looking for here?
I don't know. Does that help?
What's that thing you get when you go swimming after you've eaten? Shit.
Nausea?
No. You know how they say don't go swimming after you've eaten before 20 minutes because you'll get a cramp. He got mad leg cramps. And it ruined their whole strategy because it got to a point where he wasn't even able to put full throttle down.
Yeah.
Because his leg was so cramped up. I think in the end they think he was just dehydrated and his body just began not coping.
Yeah, not with the strains.
So that will be the pilot. That will be the lineup for the number 20, Trady Beer Camaro. Tried a Trady Beer last night. Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah. Hit or miss or?
It's hard to tell. I'm not a beer guy, so.
What? Oh, what's your review, Dan? While we're here, what's your review?
I didn't hate it, which for me, for me, with beer is a thumbs up.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's as
probably
good of
buy
a...
another one. But that being said, they were $18 for a 6-pack, so my wallet might outweigh my taste buds. And then in the number 18 for...
That's called alcoholism.
Silence. And the number 18, same lineup that we've had for the last 4 years. Michael Caruso teaming up with Frosty. They've always been a solid lineup, obviously, because they've stayed together for 4 years. But that's what's happening on the co-driver front. And actually, while we're on the subject, I might just pull up my document here of who's signed up where.
Yeah.
So I did just update this the other night too. So
it should be out of date already.
Nah. You know what I'm like with my paperwork, mate. So let's just see who's... the Matt Stone boys don't have a co-drivers yet. The Brock is also without a co-driver at the moment, but it's believed with all the change... It originally was going to be Todd Hazelwood, but he's moved to the number 1 with Kostecki. So we believe Jada is going to be in that car with the Brock. Still no co-driver for Tim Slade. We believe Aaron Luff is either going to get... is either going to get Kurt Kostecki. Again,
yeah.
Was it Kurt Kostecki or Jake Kostecki? Jake Kostecki. So,
yeah.
It might get Jake Kostecki again.
Yeah.
As that was one of their co-drivers last year. With, Or it could be Blanchard himself jumping in. For the still no co-drivers for the final 2, Brad Jones' car, Jackson Evan and Macaulay Jones. But I reckon Jack Smith will jump in with that number 12, being that his family still own that car.
Miss Jack Smith, come back.
Yeah, baby, come back. Anyway, still no co-drivers for the Tickford boys, but they've always got a good lineup. I reckon. Probably look at their Super 2 squad, they'll end up there.
Yeah.
The one wild card besides the Triple 8 one so far, Matt Chandler. He said pretty open he's going to pick his wild card from the Super 2 program.
Yep.
So, and that will come later in the year. I don't think there's going to be any more wild cards at this point, so that's probably going to be the full lid.
Yep.
But we'll keep an as we get closer. We're going to keep an eye on that Super 2. On that co-driver front.
Oh, good.
So I think that's it, mate. Any closing? Actually, no. Sorry, we've got what's coming up this weekend, don't we? Or at time.
Well, what's happening this? Yeah. What's happening this weekend? We got Speed Series at the Bend. A lot of news around that was Renee Grace's documentary came out last weekend. I would love to get around to watch it. Yeah, I want to get around to that. The Italian MotoGP is happening. Not much to say on that. Don't follow that as much as I'd like to. Yeah.
We've got IndyCar at Detroit.
Yeah.
And I believe with them at the same track is IMSA.
Yeah. Oh, we got the 24 Hours of Nürburgring happening. Is that this weekend or is that?
That'll be
next
this weekend,
week. Yeah. Oh, okay. Damn. That was actually good to watch last time, if I recall. Yeah, I remember catching a couple hours here and there, but shit, it got dark as fuck there with like the tree canopy and all that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, just it's also on the stand, so when stand on Speed Series, it's just not enough for me to justify. If it was just stand sports, yeah, $10.
Be laughing, yeah.
But I've got to have stand and stand sports to watch it.
You sounded like the old timers about the supercars not being free to air here, mate.
Oh, mate, it's been 10 fucking years. I wouldn't know it's on free. The thing that fucks me every time is when you see the people in the comments like every week like clockwork, not following it anymore. Goodbye. I'm saying like it's on an airport, mate. If you're not watching it anymore, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah,
we're coming into premium winch season too because what's in 2 weeks' time, Darwin. So we're gonna start seeing the liveries soon.
Yeah. And they'll be like, oh, what a shame, won't be able to see it.
Oh, with that, and just be people whinging about the liveries too.
Well, you could... Like, I know last year, people... the Western Bulldogs had a membership thing, like a cheap membership thing. And you don't have to follow the Bulldogs or anything.
Nah,
but it got you a KO subscription for a year too. And it was, like, cheap as chips. And everyone was like, just get the membership thing. And yeah, and it gives you, it doesn't give you just access to the footy games, it gives you access to all the KO, was my understanding. So you can do it cheaper if you like. But yeah.
Well, for something that would say would be a short episode because nothing happened in Monaco, we've done pretty well here. We've gone for an hour.
I'm a fucking Mr. Yappy Towners over here. Or just yapping. That's a new word in my vocabulary. Yapping.
Righto.
Alright.
We're going to deal with that off camera, aren't we?
Yeah. Alright. We'll call it even, Dan. Thanks for coming to the podcast, mate.
It was great. We're recording this on Saturday, so within Fury, we've got to record this again in 2 days' time to keep up with schedule.
You're a Fury. Bitch.
Alright, mate.
Alright.
Talk to you later.
Cheers, everyone, for listening.